Welcome to Step 9 of the Clarity tutorial. In this segment, we'll go over how to set up distribution practices for your leads. Let's get started. Go to clarity-crm.com, enter your login information, and let's go to the home page. Select the Home tab on the left side of your screen. Under the Home tab, there's a Manage menu item at the top. Expand the Manage tab by selecting it and then click Lead Distribution. This is the Manage Lead Distribution window. You should see the lead source we created in Step 8. Here are a few factors you have control of when it comes to how leads get dispersed, when they go out, who can get them, and how many they can get. Let me show you how this works. Click on the source box and you'll see an option list expand beneath it. This is where you choose your distribution options. Before we get into this, we need to define a couple levels of urgency that Clarity applies to leads as they come into your system. In other words, leads that are hot off the press and leads that are probably a little bit older. Clarity can distribute new leads in real time. Within milliseconds of receipt, they can show up for you and your team. In the blast and push option, there are two levels of urgency. When being delivered to your team in real time, they show up in a blue box first. After 2 minutes, they'll be transferred to a red box to show a downgraded urgency. If you are already purchasing leads, then you probably know how important it is to call them as soon as possible because others are calling them too. Now let's get into the options. Blast, push, and pull. Think about this as levels of urgency. Blast being the most urgent, and pull being the least urgent. With the blast option, all leads get pushed to all available users as soon as they come in. This again is a blue box scenario. First person to pick it up gets it. This can be kind of fun. Push leads get distributed in a round-robin format. In other words, it's a next-in-line scenario, but still gets delivered to a blue box level of urgency. The pull option is where leads are pushed to all available users, except this is a lower level of urgency as they go straight to the red box. With this next set of options, leads are delivered to users on your team that are online with their Clarity account. They can also be delivered via an email or a text notification. In this example, leads are only being delivered to people if they are logged in, but if you're out of the office a lot, having them sent to an email or your mobile device may work better. Let's look at the next section. You may have users that manage their time better than others. Here, you can decide if a user gets leads from this source, how many blue box leads, red box leads, and or a set of total leads they can get per day. So from our example, we have both Lisa and Jay able to receive leads with no limits on the amount. Leads will be delivered if they are logged in, and they will take turns getting leads as they come in with the push option. Once you're done selecting these options, you can click the lead source to close the drop-down display. If you have multiple lead sources, you can dictate how these get distributed even more. All the options are here to let you mold Clarity into the type of business model you want to run. Let's move on to Step 10 and talk about optimized workflow. This has to do with how often uncontacted leads show up in your Today tab and organizing this process to meet your best practices. As always, please feel free to contact support with additional questions, and thank you for building your network with Clarity.